Hey folks, Mark here. Thank you very much for dropping by RC Aviation and Crawling Pacific Northwest. Well, this doesn't look like anything related to aviation, but he does do some crawling kind of like. This is my dog Jimmy. He's sleeping in his bed. We come to the lake every day. Lake. Because we can fly off the lake on the floats. We can fly when it's really quiet and deserted. We can fly over the little green grass flying field on the other end of the lake. And I sit and work on various RC projects in between. And I am getting ready to fly. I got my battery charging. So, there's my dog Jimmy in the Mazda CX-9. There's my dog's teddy bear, one of them. There is my cardboard template that I made after measuring my Carbon Cub S2, right, as I've mentioned before. And then I just posted a video last night where I using this template, I actually created what I've got leaning up here. We're looking at the back side of it, but I showed last night how I had finished one side, which happens to be the port side, left side of the fuselage. I had finished this in terms of the very basic, the first very basic phase of this, right? Right. So this is the very first phase of having a complete. Here, let's turn this around. Whoa! Falling over. We are blessed here in Washington State and Seattle to have such amazing parks to just come, and hang out, and especially to do RC. Okay, so I showed last night this here, and I've got some clamps on there, you can see, but I showed this last night, my very first component for this scratch build finished. Let's see, there we go, finished in terms of, the very, very first part of this. This is the very first stage of building the fuselage, having one side done. Now, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. So we're going to turn this back around like this. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Now, we're going to forward track and then backtrack. Okay, so I just showed you that I've got this side done in terms of the very first building of this left or port side, the fuselage piece. Now, what I've just done just this morning is I've added some reinforcement. Now, so this balsa wood is, as you can see, let me turn the light on here. There we go. Now, this balsa, as you can see, is very thin. Very, very thin. That's what we want. Very, very thin is very, very light. Yeah, light in weight. So that's what we want. Let me balance this about like that. Okay, so the first thing is just to make the basic piece, which we've done, and then, so I will backtrack for a minute. So I made the basic piece, and you can see here that it's two pieces. This is two pieces laminated together because they don't make, you can see the seam right there, center screen, you can see the seam. No, they don't make balsa big enough to, well, at least not that I've seen, to do a one-piece, whoa! To do a one-piece construction on the fuselage sides. So therefore, I laminated two pieces together, and you can see the results of this here. But I'm going to stop there and show you what we got here. So the first thing I did is I took my two pieces of balsa. This is two strips that are duct taped together, and this duct tape, it's made by 3M. It is badass stuff. You can do anything with this stuff. Anyway, so I butted the edges together real tight and duct taped them together really, really, really tight, and that gives me a piece big enough. Here's my pattern. Here's my original cardboard pattern. So that gives me a piece big enough that from this two-piece piece of balsa, I can make my starboard or right-hand side fuselage piece to go with that one. So what I do for the laminating thing, and I'm a total rookie at scratch building. I am such a rookie at scratch building. Wet behind the ears, all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm just trying to invent my own methods as I go along and have a wonderful time as I do it. So the first thing I did is I took this awesome duct tape that I have that works so well, and I butted the edges together really, really tight. Okay, real tight. This is temporary. And then when you flip it over like this, you can see it's pretty nice and tight Focus? Yes. See that? That's pretty nice and tight join there. Okay? So then my next step here, which we're going to do together, and my next step is to go ahead and glue these together so that I end up with this. I glue them together first, the pieces, the top and the bottom. There. First I glue the top and the bottom pieces together where they butt together, and I'll show you how I'm doing that. Then after I do that and that's dry, then I add these also very, very thin. There, I add these also very, very thin reinforcement strips all along the seam, all along the joining of the top and the bottom halves of the fuselage left side. So I do that and I glue them into place with clamps, and that's the beginnings. That's the first. This is just the first phase of building these pieces, and then not long after that, since we're looking at this, I cut these pieces here. You can see this is the center screen is this, just made from one piece. Now, I need to reinforce everything on this airplane real good, so I've begun that by adding a second piece here. You can see I've glued it on top. See, it's going from there up to there. See, reinforcing that really good, making it double thickness, you see? And I got another one there that's drying. It's glued into place and drying. So that's the beginnings of my reinforcement, okay? And then, so here's the next phase. I come over here and, okay, here's the best way to show this. Okay, let's see if I can get focus. Yeah, focus. Now, I come over here. There we go. Now, I'm going to bend this intentionally, and it's going to open up a gap in here. I'll show you. I won't show you the bending, but I'll just show you the result. Here we go. Ready? See that? See that? I've opened up a gap in there. There we go. See that? You can see that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pause the camera while I do this, but I'm going to go ahead and bend these two carefully, and the duct tape works great for this. On the back side, I'm going to bend this open carefully. I'm going to put in this really great glue, at least from my experience. It's a Titebond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue, rated #1 by pros, professional gluing, professional gluers, waterproof, exterior, interior, etc. So I'm going to use that and put it in that seam, and then fold it back together so it's tight and clamp it. Not Jed clamp it, but to clamp it with a clamp. Yep, and that will create the beginnings of this. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and glue this part here, and then while that's drying, I'm going to go on to the next phase. Alright, so I'm going to be right back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright folks, so I've just run a bead of the glue down here in the crack between the two pieces I'm laminating. Yeah. So now, using my dog right here as a workbench, I'm going to go ahead and work the glue into the crack like this, like that, like that. And it's going to be a bunch of excess. That's cool for right now. That's cool for now. And again, I'm a total rookie at this, self-taught, if you will. So, you know, there you go. Okay, so we've done that. All right, got my paper towel off to the side here. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is use a paper towel. A paper towel, not a peeper towel. I'm going to use a paper towel to wipe this. Get as much of the excess right now in this first. Oh, there's my dog's moving. In this first pass, he's moving. Okay. Now I'm going to end up having to sand off this glue here, this excess. This is just the beginnings. Okay, so I'm going to do a pause and clean this up all the way, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, so I've wiped off, 99% of the excess. It's damp there because I used a very damp paper towel, dampened with plain water, very damp, to just go in there and just pull off that excess, right? And so now I'm going to go ahead and clamp it. I'm going to clamp this together. Can we get good focus here? Yeah, I'm going to clamp this together so the glue can dry. And I'll be back with the next step in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, folks. So now I've got the. I originally made the cardboard template. If you've seen my previous videos on this, I made a cardboard template based on the specs, the measurements I took off of my Carbon Cub S2 here. copied those specs onto the cardboard and drew it out. Uh-oh, can't see. I'm going to put the light back on. I drew it on the cardboard and used that as a pattern to make this piece here. And then we're using this piece here, light on, light on. Then we use this piece. We're going to use this piece here right now, actually, to make a pattern. After laminating these two pieces together, top and bottom, I'm now, while holding my phone cam, we're going to now trace around here. And I wish I had a Sharpie because it would work better, but I can't find my dang Sharpie. All right, so we're going to go like this. Here we go. You can see it's leaving a mark. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so that's cool. Gotta go real slow and easy. If I make a mistake, it's all right, because right now it's just a pen mark. That can be fixed. I'll check it after I'm done drawing it and make any adjustments that I need to. Got that clamped the way I do so as not to mar the first couple coats of my paint job that I got in here. The red portion of the paint job, anyway. Okay. All right, come down here as the traffic goes cruising by. This is the my Mazda CX-9, also known as my mobile RC hangar and workshop. Let's get more accurate on this. Here we go. Ready? What's kind of hard to see? There we go. And I'll double check all this, like I said. Okay, this is. Yeah, I need to fix this action here. Let's. Well, I'll finish it. You see what I'm doing. I'll go ahead and finish it, and then we'll be back with the next thing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, back at the Mazda CX-9 Mobile Aircraft Building Studios. All right, so here's the next deal. Let's. What I did is I laminated these two pieces here. This is a two-piece deal, a bottom and a top piece. Laminated them together. This is my previously made piece, so I put it on top to use as my template. I went around it with a pen, and I was doing it while on camera, but I wasn't accurate, so I had to redo it. You can see right here, there's two lines, because I was off. So off camera, I redid it, and it's the lower line that we're using, but I just outlined everything accurately. As you can see all the way around, the windows and everything. Just drew that in accurately, right? And so then, having done that, let's see if I can tilt this down. There we go. Then there we go. That's cool. Then after having done that, we'll take this off. Whoop, and we'll take off this here. There we go. And you see what we're getting now. Oh! Yeah, we're getting a copy of this here. Getting a copy of this one here. We're going to put this one up. Let the teddy bear hold it for a second. There you go. Can you hold on to that there, buddy? There we go. See, look at that. Oh, having fun with this build already. Total rookie, total novice. Having the time of my life, learning as I go. And so there's that. Now look what we've got here. Hey, we got another one. Standing by, ready to go. Let's put this up here like that a little bit. And yeah, just put this up like this. So there we go. Light on. Thank you very much. So there we go. We got the that one there. And the copy of it there, drawn out. See that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so we've done that. So the next thing is to cut this out. And I think I'm going to show that. I am going to show that because it's an interesting little technique that I'm using. How can I make this happen? Okay, let me figure it out, and I'll be right back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, folks, so you can see right here. Now, interestingly enough, I'm not using X-Acto knives to cut this out. I have found a method that I prefer. What? He's cutting doing his scratch build using the scissors instead of an X-Acto knives? He must be out of his dang mind. Well, that could be. Anyway, but I'll show you what's going on with this. It works really well. Now, so I'm going to start cutting along the bottom of this. Now, if you're using scissors, the first thing that's going to want to happen is you're going to want to have to split the wood. The wood's going to want to split real bad. So I found that using this technique, I can cut it without splitting the wood. So let's see if I can do it on camera. That's a whole nother story. But let's see if I can do it on camera. I bet I can. All right, so pick this up here. Put this like this. There's my dog sleeping on the glue with his head on the glue. All right, so here we go. Ready? See, let me get a good angle. Oh, let me get the light back on. There we go. Here we go. So watch this. So watch how great this works. At least I like it. Here we go. Now I gotta watch what I'm doing. There you go. See it doing like this. Now watch what happens as we go along here. See, look, the pieces are coming off easily. See how that's going? And I can be so accurate with the scissors compared to the knife. Now look at that. See that? The pieces just are falling away. Falling away. See? Whoa! Well, let's just use my knee. But we won't do the knee. We'll do this. And of course, everything is sanded, you know, till it's nice and smooth. See that? So now, so there you go. You can very easily visualize how we're going to be able to accurately cut this out with scissors without splitting wood. Yeah, baby. That's right. So, next thing to do will be to go ahead and cut it out like I did this one here. And paint it like I did this one here, and then reinforce it like I've started here. We'll do the reinforcing here like I've started. Yeah, and on the next video, I'll have this one here. This one here will be finished. There we go. In the next video, that one there will be finished. So I'll have my left port side fuselage piece initial, component, initial portion of that component done, and then the other one as well. And then the next thing that I will do is I'll build the bottom. Yeah, I'll build the bottom that goes, underneath the plane. I'll build that, and I'll glue that into place. And the first thing I'll do is just glue these very at first simple components into place. So I'll glue the two sides of the fuselage and the bottom of the fuselage into place, and then I will I won't do the top yet. I'll leave the top completely open because I need to have access to all parts of the fuselage for installing electronics and whatnot. So then, after I do the bottom, which will be painted too, I'll then start building from the inside the interior part of the airframe, just like this is, But anyway, what I'll do is, let's see, what's the best way to put this? All around, let's pick it up like that. Yeah. So all along the inside of this airframe, I'm going to glue this is not the airframe. This is the skin of the plane, right here. This is the skin of the plane. It's thin, it's the skin. Now all along and glued to the interior, what we're looking at now, of each side of the fuselage, and the bottom will be vertical, what would you call them? All around the plane will be vertical airframe pieces, all the way down, and horizontal pieces as well. Extra reinforcement all around where the wing's going to join the fuselage and whatnot and all. So I'll have the two pieces here, left and right, and I'll have the bottom, and then I'll build the airframe on the interior to go down one side and across the bottom and up the other side. And then, so I'll have all that done. At that point, I'll have the entire fuselage portion of the airframe done. Doing the top part of the fuselage is real easy, and that'll really be kind of part of the wing install preparation, because I have to. The two most critical things here, in my opinion, that I've got to get right is, and the two most major stress points on an airplane is where the wing meets the fuselage. It seems to me that's one of the very most critical things. You've got to make sure that you've got yourself, that you've overbuilt your scratch build plane, I think, to make sure that you've got plenty of structural integrity where the wing meets the fuselage. The other most high stress for the plane is where the landing gear meets the fuselage. So that also has to be beefy as all heck. So that's going to be incorporated into the interior airframe, which I will be building. next. So, pardon me. So the next video will be, just a little preview, the next video is going to be, both sides of this fuselage here will be built, painted, and the interior airframe will be installed so that the both sides and the bottom of the airframe will be finished as far as the airframe itself, you know, the structural frame portion, right? And then the only thing not finished in terms of the basic build, including all airframe components, materials, and stuff, will be, again, the wing, the top where the wing meets the plane. And I'll install the top. I'll install the top of the fuselage last, after I've got the wing mounted and figure out how to reinforce the wing fuselage where they join, and figuring out how to make sure that I get the fuselage itself fully reinforced for that wing, and so on and so forth. So that's next. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate every view, every viewer, every subscriber, and all your content out there in the community that I get to enjoy for many hours. And it's great. Okay, Uncle Mark. Well, my dog Jimmy's uncle. All right, my dog Jimmy, who's sleeping on the wood glue, and Mark, Pilot Mark, says, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.